Hello and welcome to this video podcast. Today I want to show you something that I find really fascinating, and it's something to bear in mind when you're editing your photos. Here we have a checkerboard with a cylinder placed on it, and if you look you can see squares A and B have been marked. Now looking at those squares you would assume that A is darker than B. There's no way that those two look the same shade. B is definitely a lighter shade of grey. However, it's actually a very clever trick of the eye to do with the surrounding colours of those squares, or the surrounding shades, I should say, of those squares. There's no camera trickery here involved. Over on the right hand side, what I've done is mask off sections of the image, and I'm simply going to turn them on. Again, there's been nothing altered in the camera at all. Simply going to undo parts of the image, removing them. As I do it, you can actually see straight away that B has started to darken, and as I do it more and more, it becomes the same shade of grey. I think it's fascinating, this. It's all to do with the shades that are around it. As you can see, A is mainly surrounded by light greys and white, whereas B is surrounded by the darker greys. In fact, these greys are darker than even these ones on the edge, and that's because of the apparent shadow from the cylinder to make these much darker. When you turn on or off sections of the image, you're removing those, and you can see there, that's when it really jumps, because B becomes the same shade. Very clever, but where would you use this in photography? Well, in Photoshop, as we are at the moment, you can alter the grey around the edge of your image. So if this was a photograph, this grey can be altered simply by right-clicking. You have different options. Now, for me personally, I would never go for the black, and I would never go with a light or a white colour. I tend to always stick with the medium grey, so that you're not being tricked into thinking something is much brighter or darker than it actually is. If I open up Lightroom, it's the same here. There we've got a lovely image of Paula. Round on the outside of the image, if you right click, you can change it. Again, I would never go with white or even the lighter greys, and I would never go with the darker grey or the black. Just personal preference, I would always go with one of these two middle options, either the medium grey or the dark grey, but I would never go to the black, because it's actually tricking you into thinking that this is a brighter image. So there we go. That's all for today. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.